Welcome back. In the age of technology and artificial intelligence, one Bay Area police officer is highlighting the importance of old-fashioned detective work.
And our Crystal Bailey sat down with Santa Clara officer Nathalie Zavala to learn how her unique skills draw criminals closer to justice.
Every once in a while, when Officer Nathalie Zavala isn't covering the streets as a patrol officer,
so this is where I bring my witnesses or victims to conduct interviews.
She can be found working on her other passion, drawing.
I've always been able to draw. Like, I can look at something and I can sketch it. Like, that's just the way it's always been.
Certified for the last 10 years in sketching suspects, she's a lifelong public servant with 14 years as a police officer and 21 years in the Army National Guard.
So this is a sketch I did with 2 victims, same suspect.
And when it comes to solving crime, her creativity comes in handy.
To be able to get an accurate depiction of the person who committed the crime, and your victim just stops and they go, "That's it." Like, don't do anything to it. You're like, that is the coolest feeling ever.
She has an interview with the witness or victim, asking them to describe the scene and the suspect.
The sketch artist is listening and asking more detailed questions so that they can obtain every single little detail that's going to maybe make or break that case.
Can you describe what an average sketch interview sounds like, looks like, how it works?
You're going to describe to me what he looked like, what's their most, the feature on their face you remember the most. Like, a lot of times it's the nose or the mouth. And you slowly start on the eyes, eyebrows, nose, mouth, and then you just do the shading. Yeah. And then it turns into something like that.
Zavala says, depending on the crime, she has to be prepared for an emotional response from victims, recalling a sensitive moment when a sexual assault victim reacted to seeing her sketch.
I finished the drawing, and when I showed it to her to tell me what changes, she looked at it and just her face was just flushed. She started to cry, and she didn't want to look at it anymore. She was just like, nope, that's him.
That component of being able to actually have a conversation with somebody face to face and kind of see what their emotion is as they're describing something helps her to take her time and create that sketch.
Officer Zavala is one of the few Spanish-speaking sketch artists in the Bay Area.
It could take me an hour.
She supports neighboring agencies who don't have their own sketch artists. Zavala says she can create a sketch with limited information, like a side profile from a surveillance photo.
Even if it's very blurry, there's some things that are a little prominent, so you can, usually, like, the trick is to squint your eyes and you're like, okay, like the eyebrows are like this, or the nose is wide, and I'm going to focus on that.
One of the cases she helped close was right here in Newark at the All-Star Burgers. Police say in 2017, 2 out of 4 suspects got out of their car and robbed the victims here in the parking lot at gunpoint, stealing their car keys and also a cell phone. The security footage from the restaurant was so grainy that Newark investigators called in Officer Zavala for help.
They had a lot of information, but they couldn't pinpoint it to a certain individual. And with the victim's interview and the sketch, he's like, we were looking at this group, and that's one of the guys.
Her sketch helped name Isaiah Castillo as a suspect. She also helped the coroner's office identify a homeless man found dead in Santa Clara County.
They couldn't find him with fingerprints or, dental records. And so this was like their last resort. Like, we need to release this out to the public to see if someone will recognize him.
Officials say sketch artists can help create a composite of someone more precisely than any artificial intelligence or digital program can.
You can age a person or make them younger based on whatever features they have and you're going to focus on, and it'll help. You could do a missing person that's, maybe they were 10 years old or 15 years old, and like, we need a sketch where they're 25 or 30.
Officer Zavala says she loves what she does, and she plans to continue her education in sketching.
The one thing I tell my sons, like, they're 16 and 18, so my biggest thing for them is, like, find a job or career. I'm like, I don't care what it is, as long as you love to do it, it's not a job. Like, that's the whole point. Yeah. And so, like, I love doing police work, I love doing, like, drawing.
Using her creative talents to solve real practical problems. In Santa Clara, Crystal Bailey, KTVU, Fox 2 News.